future
Yeah,
of the Bitcoin market and how it ties to macro?
I don't think we'll get a parabolic blow off top. Altcoins, you'll see it in Bitcoin when it's very young. But now it's much more sophisticated. A lot of money to be done taking the short side as well when it gets overheated.
What do you think about the Bitcoin dominance being where it is right now? Because in the past, when it's been this low, it means it's near a top.
Um, I wouldn't use it as a top indicator. It might be a top for altcoins, but like it doesn't even seem like that either. So I wouldn't use it for anything like that, and I wouldn't use it to look at the history and go, oh, this was a top in 2017, because 2021 is completely different. So yeah, I don't think it's useful for finding tops.
Good answers. Short, concise. There's a couple questions about the macro correlation. What do you think about you've talked before about the difference between there's going to be a parabolic blow off top. Ivor Lynn has asked if you think that there's going to be a parabolic phase, or do you think that there's like a macroeconomic shift that could take Bitcoin into a bear market? Just kind of your general thoughts about the future of the Bitcoin market and how it ties to macro.
I don't think we'll get a parabolic blow off top. And I think what we saw with this rounded top here is a sign of things to come, because the market's very sophisticated now. You don't really see blow off tops in equities. You see it in penny stocks. You'll see it in altcoins. You'll see it in Bitcoin when it's very young. But now it's much more sophisticated. A lot of money to be done taking the short side as well when it gets overheated. So yeah, I think we'll get more rounded tops. It will start to look more like the larger markets, like the equities markets moving forward. I'm not thinking, like, I think of these predictions of 400,000, they're contingent of a blow off top. Like this top model here, you seem to hit it on a blow off top. And so that target right now is in the 210,000, but I'm not sure if we're going to get a blow off top anymore. I'm looking at this kind of stuff, and this I mean, the FOMO in here was comparable to the FOMO in here, right? We were around, we saw it, and then we got a rounded top as the big guys started to dump and divest over a distribution top. Ruffer started selling. There was a number of people selling. We saw a lot of red dots in the whale tracking heat map, and I think that's a sign of things to come.
Yeah, that was also one of the biggest challenges Bitcoin's ever faced in its history, was the China Bitcoin ban.
It was a very patient kind of sideways reaccumulation, wasn't it? It took ages. Any more kind of market questions before we close up?
Yeah, so let's see. There's one question about, like, what would you need? Andrew Wimster asked, what would it take for you to reduce your position at this point? There's lots of people asking that general question about, like, it seems like there's people that are thinking, is it gonna stop? Is the bull market gonna stop? And how do they tell? And what would you do?
Like, I'm not you, right? And everyone has their own strategy and their own risk tolerance and their own ability to act with short timing. And so you should always take a long-term view, and you should always have a plan that suits you. What I do is really specific to my job is really looking at the markets all the time. So when I see bearish phases, I'll sell immediately, because it's a big chunk is my trade account on exchanges, and so I move to cash, and the rest I let ride, because that's my sovereign stack. That and then, you know, I'm constantly taking profits to cash, and then I'm, you know, putting into cash yield and other investments. So I try to keep a very sort of specific portfolio, always a minimum of 10% in cash. And I said last time, you know, that cash is for IQ protection. Like in a down market, you want to retain your sanity and your ability to think. And when you have zero cash, when the thing's crashing, you tend to lose it. And you probably find that your IQ drops, and you won't be able to have a rational decision at the bottom. It'll be emotional. So I always keep 10% in cash. The amount of exposure I have will vary depending on, you know, the price action regime, and it swings massive. Like I could be like here I was very much leveraged, you know, and then I went to cash around here, around the time I sent out that we're going into multi-months of bear, around there. I went to cash. People sometimes think I sold the top there because they think I'm some sort of, you know, legend or something. But no, it took a while for the on-chain to go, yeah, this is screwed. And I sold to cash. But that was just my exchange account. And like, yeah, so that's my plan. And if we start to enter any kind of phase that looks like long-term topish, I might move my cash positioning to 15%. When I say cash positioning, I mean not the cash sitting on exchange that can go back into Bitcoin at a drop of a hat. I mean, like this is going and being deployed into that cash instrument that's generating a yield, that hedge fund, this or that. So that stuff's much, you know, they're kind of on a monthly schedule that the windows are open to put money into those kind of instruments. So that's my plan. It's not like the 2017 plan. The 2017 plan was ride this up and not trying to time the top. Wait for this dead cat bounce. Whenever it crashes, there's always one bounce. Wait for the dead cat bounce and then look at the market structure. And the market structure here was bearish because the volume had dropped away from the blockchain. So that was my plan, which I executed. I sold around 12,000, 11 to 12,000. It wasn't the 20,000, but at least I didn't sell here, trying to time the like 10,000 top. Because a lot of people thought 10,000 was the top. I didn't sell the 7,000. I just said, I'm not going to try and time it. I need a solid signal. And then I sold all of it. And then I waited till here, into this zone here, I accumulated. So, I mean, just have a plan that suits you. Like, and I think I was the only one that was trading NVT at the time. So that was a signal that was more likely to work because no one else was like looking at it. Now I'm more measured. I'm just going to diversify.